Hi guys, so today we're going to show you how to do glitter ombre. So I'll show you what we did. We did a nude color with a glitter ombre up here, and then this one we did more of a little bit, I guess you could say, French ombre. So that's what we're going to be showing you today. So to get started, we are going to start with each nail. We're going to grab our, grab our base coat. And there's a couple different ways you could do it, where you could use a brush and tap both colors, or you could do a full color coat, which is what we're going to start off with today. And this color is a little lighter, so I'm going to do a full coat. Sometimes I leave a little bit of a space, but because it's a white or a very light pale color, I like to do the full nail, so that way we don't have a little bit of a light colored gap. And then I've also noticed with some lighter colors, not all, but some, they need 3 coats. So we've decided today that we are going to go ahead and do 3 coats of color. So we're going to color whole nail. We're going to do this 3 coats of color to every single nail. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and do the full base coat polish. And what I mean by that is sometimes I'll do a little bit of a space, but because I want this to be a really, really nice solid color, I'm going to do the full nail, not leave a little space. I'm just going to be really careful when I polish. So I'm going to make sure we get those sides as usual. You guys have heard that in my past videos. Here, and then we're just going to tap, tap, tap. And we're going to continue to do each finger. All right, so this finger is going to be more of the French ombre. So we are going to color the whole thing. Then I'm going to have her nail face down a little bit because I don't want it to get a ton of the top. I'm going to barely just tap the end. Okay, and then I actually have 2 brushes. So I'm going to go ahead and tap this one on, maybe a little bit closer. But just get anything that I might want to just get a little closer without oversaturating the nail. Just a little light tappy tap. Okay, then from there, tap it off. Okay, then I'm going to go to my glitter, my beauty. Boom. We're going to do 2 coats of this. Put this under her nail. This one's the one I've been using for the glitters. I like this brush, it's just nice and fat. And now I'm just going to tap, tap. Tap on the nail. Usually you got to kind of drown it. It's okay that it gets on the nude because now the nude won't really catch it because it's already soaked up the gel. Okay, so we're going to put that in the light for 60 seconds. All right, so it's out, so we're going to use this. So I like this brush. I mean, you could obviously use something like this as well, but for this, I just feel like it helps get all the color out of the cuticles because it's just a little bit tougher, see, which is nice. Because then when you put the gel down, it doesn't cover it and then ends up having a little bit of gel cuticle cleanup. So we're going to use this brush because it's a little stiffer. That's why I put it in the kits. Okay, perfect. Then from there, we'll go ahead and move the glitter to the side. Come back here and we're going to start again. So like we told you, we're going to do 3 coats. This is only 1. All the way to the tip. And of course, making sure as usual, we get those sides. So we want to just do a nice full coat of color before we do the glitter ombre that we'll show you next. And there's a bunch of different techniques, but with the gel, I feel that the tapping method is the best. So really, to get a couple of these brushes would be the best option. I need to buy another one because I like those ones a lot. They're just really, really good. They pick up all the glitter really nicely. And then they just brush it off on all in the nail placement exactly where you want it. Okay, so we'll do 2 nails with you. Okay, so from here we're going to go ahead and tap the color right on those sides. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side of the nail. Perfect. All right, so we cured it in the light for 60 seconds. Now we're going to come through, get all that dust off around those cuticles real nice. So pretty. And like we said, it's a lighter color and we want it to be nice and rich. So we are going to, and it's already pretty, but we want it to be a little bit richer. So we're going to do 3 coats. And so make sure you go through those sides. So this is usually the last coat is when I really go in, and by the cuticle, I'm going to go a little thinner just because I don't want it to get too chunky. That wasn't the goal. But I'm going to really make sure to tighten in on those sides. This is the opportunity to make it perfect and the color just to lay exactly how I want it. So I did a real thin coat by the cuticles because I didn't want it to layer too fat. And then right on top. And again, she has real nails. We don't need to build anything. An apex you can go right over. If you do nail tips, you would probably want to build an apex to get a little bit of curvature. Some people don't. Some people like just to do them flat. So it really just depends on what style you like of nails. And I'm going to show you here on the side. So I can see already how getting the gel right in there was missed. And that's okay. We're going to come in here the second time. And this is where I try to clean anything up, get in there real nice and tight. And this is why I always talk about the sides. Get that. That should clean everything up. And then of course we'll also do filing. Sometimes what I'll also do, like if I would have, I can also go in and pre-file that before I put on that 3rd coat, just to flatten it. That's another option. If I file that side, if I would have noticed that in advance, I probably would have just slightly filed that. Then when I layered this in, it just would have really just kind of filled in those little holes and those gaps and just made it nice and smooth. But this will work too. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and use our base coat because we're going to do the 2nd coat here. So we're going to go ahead and use the base coat on the entire nail. And we're going to get on those sides. This one was a little bit different. It was the exit nail, but it was going to be a little bit more of a French. Now I have to be careful because I'm getting over the polishing the base coat over glitter. So we got to make sure there's none on the brush so that it doesn't contaminate the rest. So wipe it off. Then from there, again, I'm going to make sure I tip her nail this way because I don't want it to drown. But I'm just going to slightly tap just a little bit around. Okay, then from there, I can grab the powder and just slightly tap it into those corners where I want it so it's not, so it kind of evens it out. I can slightly tap it if I need to, just like that. Probably the easier way, just slightly tap it. Perfect. Tap that out. Now we're going to go to the glitter because it's still wet. Bring her finger over here with my little glitter jar. Oh God, by the way, is this glitter not amazing? No, it doesn't matter if I get it on the tip because it's already all soaked up, but I just want to tip it this way so I can get as much glitter on that end as possible. She wants it nice and pretty and glittery. Tap the brush, and boom, we've put it in the light for 60 seconds. All right, that was the third dip. We're gonna come in, brush off, dust off. Again, get in those cuticles. Okay. Okay, so this is where I'm going to come in. I'm just going to gently do some filing to just shape them, re-tighten up the shape. Okay, and then any filing that's needed, I'm just going to gently, because there's not a ton and I don't want to ruin it. You can see this one's coming along really pretty. I can see right there on the tip. Just needs a little filing. So we're just going to file that. Just a tiny bit on the glitter. On the other nails, we're not going to do a ton of filing because we want the glitter to be really awesome. So we're just going to do more coats of clear, and that way that can stand out. And then this is the one that I had that little side that I needed to be cautious of. So now I'm just going to come in and just gently, and it pretty much fixed that issue. Just going to gently go in there and just smooth any tiny little bit out. But when I put that top coat on, a lot of times, I'll be honest, I don't even file till I get that top coat on because it can peel a little bit. And it's doing it right now, but I'm just gonna slightly clean it up. A little bit to get right on the top there. Such pretty nails. Okay. All right, so we're gonna use our base coat again. This is where we're gonna do the ombre for the glitter. So make sure we wipe off that brush. We're gonna go in, cover up the whole nail and the sides. This, we're just gonna be putting the base coat on so the glitter has something to stick to. Okay. So right there, and then for this, I definitely don't want to get it at the tip. It doesn't matter if it sprinkles a tiny bit, so I'm going to angle her finger a little bit more this way. And then I'm just going to start tapping right on top of it. Grab a ton of it. And I'm just going to really try to get just in the bottom part of her nails. Okay, and then I'm going to tap it off right there, right around this half part of the nails where I want to get it at. Okay. Do another one. And another thing you could do too before you put the glitter on is you could always put a top coat on and then you could file away if you didn't like the shape of your nails. That's another option as well, but she was good with where we were, so we're just gonna go right into the glitter and tap, 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 tap right at the tip. Tap, 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 tap. So pretty much just at the halfway point. We're going to end up doing 2 coats, so it's fine. Go ahead. Okay, so this time I'm going to use a little bit lighter just to get any glitters off. I like to use the stronger one, the stronger brush for the pigment, make sure it's off. And then the lighter one just to dust off the glitter. So we're going to come back here again and we're going to use the base coat right over the glitter, the whole nail. Okay, and then this is where we're going to tap, but we want to make sure I really get mostly on the bottom. I could even gently tap it, honestly, if I wanted. And I just did. Okay, there, I'm gonna tap the nail off. Boom, beautiful. Sorry, I get excited because I love glitters. I love stuff that isn't glitter too. All right, so coming in a second time. So right up on those sides. This is good. It gives that really beautiful nude. All right, so here I'm probably gonna just tap, tap, tap. Okay, grab a ton, and then I'm just gonna gently kind of just tap it a tiny bit at the bottom. Okay, perfect. And like I said, dust, 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 just a tiny bit. Okay, from here, we're gonna go base coat one more time. Then, after we do the base coat for everything, we are then going to finish with a top coat. And maybe because it's a little chunkier glitter, I could technically, honestly, file on top, but I don't want to. We want it to be as absolute sparkly, and she doesn't care if it has a little texture on top. So we are going to go ahead and just do multiple coats of clear to cover that. But you can also do clear dip powder if you wanted to do that. For the gel, I don't tend to like to use that because sometimes it can be foggy. It's not always. It depends on what you're using. But we've decided to go ahead and do multiple coats. So already looking beautiful. Really getting those sides. Now that this is the final base coat, before we add on that top. I don't mind when I'm doing the glitters to make sure I have a little bit more gel than I typically would use to apply the application, because then it helps kind of just spread over it nicely and get in those crevices, and then that can help make it have a nice smooth finish. I definitely love a nice fresh bottle of gel. They usually last good for a while, or they're just easy to apply. Okay, so this is the base coat and in the lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, we're gonna head right into the top coat using our Sendera top coat, which is amazing, by the way. I'm obsessed. Okay, so here, just one more. And look at that. So if you're doing colors with the ombre, you can tap as well. I know with gel, it's a little bit different than using the dip where you can just kind of dust on there, but you can just use the brush and tap. You could do a full coat of your main color, and then you can tap the color on the top that you're looking, or you can tap half and half, both colors. I think the easiest round, the way I've found, but again, I always love to hear what everybody else has to say in their opinions, because you learn by your own what you like, not what everybody else likes, is I like the full nail color and then the tap the other half on top. I feel like that's been the best for me. All right, we're gonna put that in the light for 60 seconds. All right, so we just did our top coat. I know that it's crazy, but I'm gonna still come in here. Just make sure any of that clear, if it got on, that I just tighten it up, meaning just get rid of it. Again here, see, just that little bit was sticking out, and it helped it just pop off. Just gently on the sides, you don't need to file anything. Once I'm done doing every single finger, then I'm gonna go back through with the top coat for a second time, because that's how we wanted to make sure we really sealed in the glitters today. Okay. All right, second coat of our gel. Like I said, we could probably do 3. I know it seems like a lot, but we decided instead of filing them down, we wanted to keep as many glitters as possible and just coat them. But we think based on just filling it that 2 is going to be good. So that's what we're going to go with. we're almost done here. Okay, 60 seconds, last time. All right, so we used our Sundera base top coat. The colors that we used was the Midnight Kiss, this beautiful sparkle. And then we used Ringing In 2021. It's a beautiful nude with a light hint of lavender. And right now we're gonna use our Sundera cuticle oil. And then we'll show you the grand finale. Hopefully this was helpful for you all. That's always the goal. And like I say every week, make sure to add any tips. And look at those beauties. Okay. All right, guys, thanks for watching.